Greetings, YouTube. Happy Sunday. About once or twice a month, I like on my channel to talk about the results for the two featured champions of the month to try to determine future data and patterns for the arena. And it's always super fascinating, depending on the hype of the champion and how many people actually go for the grind, to see what the scores have been. If you are unfamiliar with our previous featured champion in Spider-Man Stealth Suit Edition, the first round for him was for 47,449,917, and then round two actually went up almost 5 million points to 52,425,228. Compare that to Spidey Miles Morales, who is miles lower, quite literally, in the 24 and 25 million range to get that 5-star feature. Now, of course, there's a huge difference in hype between getting a new featured champion that's just been released and getting a champion like Miles, who for the most part is a pretty middle tier average champion and somebody who has been out for a while now. But compare those numbers to the hype of Namor, who was 80 million and 58 million, broke records, and even Cole Obsidian before him, who got 70 million and 62 million. And you'll see that the trend for data is in the lower direction. I anticipate there are going to be certain champions that switch back to the Namor scores, particularly when we're getting to people like Silver Surfer or Doctor Doom. But until then, it's really hit or miss depending on the hype and whether or not there are content creators that have early access to kind of influence the community on whether or not that champion is worth grinding for 3 days for. As always, I appreciate the screenshots submitted for the scores so we can get that data out to the community as fast as possible. Mr. Contest of Noobs, a huge arena grinder like myself, although even more so because he goes for these 5-star featured, was able to put up 57,306,410, and that got him 118th place. And so looking at this, I would think, well, 118th place, that means there is, 32 accounts that got him with a worse score, so you're thinking maybe around 53, 52 million, and sure enough, that is the case, because can we get an F in the chat for Mr. Boda, not Boda, who placed 2 places out of the top 150 with 52,234,007. It looks like maybe 52.5 or safely 53 would have been enough. I'm so sorry, Mr. Summoner, for being outside the top 150, but at least you got in the video, so I guess that's a consolation prize? I don't know. But it looks like about 52.5 to 53 would be safe, and keep in mind, that is actually higher than either round of Spider-Man Stealth Suit. So, Mysterio results are in, and the 5-star did go for slightly higher than Spidey. It would have been nice to see that a little bit closer to the first round of the past month of Spider-Man with the 47.449 million, but you just never know. The first round, especially in this Thursday through Saturday, can often be higher because people have traditionally work off on Saturday. Maybe they'll take Friday off and they'll just use those 2 days to grind. I know to the average person who's never done arena grinding, it sounds like the craziest thing ever, but it happens all the time. I also want to say it's been a few months since we have seen Kabam really announce that they've booted and suspended or temporarily or permanently canceled accounts for arena issues. And I have heard several stories in the past weeks and months of those bots coming back, particularly testing the lower arenas, such as the 3-star featured. Every time Kabam does their due diligence and actually kicks cheaters, we see these scores lowered by as much as 15 to 20 million. So I think it's time to do that again so that the people who are doing this fair and square the right way, especially those that are spending their units and their hard-earned cash at times to get, say, refills for their 6-star champions, they deserve to have people who are not doing things fairly and are committing illegal acts the boot. So there you have it, YouTube. We do have a slightly higher first-round Mysterio score. Congrats to Contest of Noobs and everybody else who placed in the top 150. You can see prayers to Jedi Master Boda, Greco, and everybody who just missed out on that 150 cut. It is always tough to see that, and yet we know with every arena grind, somebody is going to be on the outside. It's just how it has to be until Kabam changes the rules and makes it like, say, the 4-star featured with the top 10% versus a hard cut of 150, or excuse me, if they do a 5-star basic arena, which people have been calling for at least 6 months. But until then, the 5-star featured is all we've got, and thus the importance of the video. Thanks as always for watching. Thanks for the submissions. Congrats getting Contest of Noobs. Otherwise, have a fantastic rest of your weekend, YouTube.